Well, ladies and gentlemen, one of the all-time guys is here. Ladies and gentlemen,
Mm.
this is Brad. Brad is here. He's on the number one. He's on the Right Reality podcast. Brad, I just want to say before we get going here, I want you to know what part of the team I'm on here. I got my Free Brad logo on my shirt here.
Oh, old school. I love that. I appreciate that. Thank you for the support.
We were watching that. Me and my buddies were watching that when I was in college at Florida State. And when my buddy had to go hang out with his girlfriend, we would always just go, Free Brad.
Dude, let me tell you something. Like, I can't even tell you in words how much I appreciate you bringing this up because, one, I forget I did that, okay? Like, because it's been so long. And it's a great memory. Who would have thought that, like, getting arrested would turn into such a fond memory? I traveled and spoke at so many schools, and people would wear shirts that said Free Brad on a regular basis for, like, the first 2 years off the show. And I was just so flattered. And, like, it turned into such a thing. It's I mean, like, look, you still got to post it, scream it with, it's still here, it's still with us. And I will just say, what an experience. And I've had so many laughs with so many people in so many different cities over the years. Truly, thank you for bringing that up. I mean, it's like a montage of like just amazing clips in my head when you say that.
I mean, it really does. I mean, me and my buddies still, when we get together, like I was just with them over the holidays, we'll try to emulate your voicemail back and forth to each other to see who can do it. Pick me up, bitch. I'm locked up, bitch.
I'm locked up, bitch. Oh, dude, I love that. Amazing. Thank you for bringing this all back. I appreciate it.
No worries, man. We've talked to a couple of the mercenaries who have been brought in, and I want to get your perspective on this. Does this feel like more or less pressure coming into a scenario? Because I can see both sides.
Oh, bro, you want my real take on this? I don't know if you're ready for it. You really want the uncensored, or should I like? I mean, honestly, I was blown away. I couldn't believe. I couldn't. I'm like, I literally found myself on that flight home. Like, this is what mercenaries go through. I mean, I thought it was like, oh yeah, no skin in the game. You show up. You probably slept great last night. I flew in with jet lag. Okay, I have a hard time sleeping. So I took some sleeping medication on the plane thinking, oh, this is a nice dose. I'm going to be out cold. I still stayed up the whole flight. Okay. This is a true story for the record. I get to the hotel in Croatia. I don't know which way's up or down because it's such a long flight. And all I'm thinking is, wow, I'm going into elimination. Try to stay on schedule. Oh my God, I haven't slept yet. I get to the hotel room, bro. No bullshit. Air conditioning's broken. I mean, not working a little bit. Shit is broken. Okay, and I get hot when I'm laying down. I mean, even with a sheet on, I'm sweating. And at this point, the pressure's building up. So I'm like going through, like, I'm flopping around like a tuna, just being like, fuck this, you know? So I go to the front desk and I finally ask, what can we do about the air conditioning? And they're like, sir, we could switch rooms, but it's going to be another couple hours or something. I didn't switch rooms. Long story short, I went in and when I came out, I was like just shocked that that was what it was. I thought it was like this plush gig you got in. Now, maybe for people that can like sleep on schedule, that would be the case. But for me, I felt like this was like a crazy bender. And then I got thrown in, which was amazing. Like, that part was still always like, it's just like, I guess that part was cooler than normal because you were the feature. But like, to see TJ to go straight into an elimination, I mean, the beginning of any season is always amazing, but it was different. You know what I mean? It was its own type of amazing coming in as a mercenary. But holy shit, I mean, the price that you paid on the back end, never would I have pictured that in a million years. Never.
I can't imagine it. Like it seems like some people are like, yeah, whatever. But I can just see where it's like, yo, they brought me in for a reason. They brought me
Oh
in for a
yeah,
reason. And then
yeah.
I can't let my thing fall down. Jesus, let's get it together over here. I got to keep it professional. So I can totally see that. You mentioned TJ. One of my questions here is, you've seen him for a lot of years. You've had a lot of interactions with him. I have been told by people that the highest compliment TJ can pay you is not the fist bump. It is not the you killed it. It is where he just looks at you and nods, confirm or deny.
I don't know. I've gotten a lot of those. So, I mean, that makes me feel like my stock price is high in his eyes. However, I will say I'm not feeling that vibe completely. I mean, I have to say I respectfully, which I don't know. He's an interesting dude. I'm trying to think of where his head's at when he's giving you that silent nod
Yeah.
now. Because I don't think he just throws those out like candy on Halloween. It's not trick or treat with TJ. You know what I'm saying? With that
Although
said, I
I
wonder
would
if
love
he
to go trick or treating with TJ. Let's be honest. What a what what
100%
a pitch for MTV if they need more content. Trick or treating with TJ.
facts. I'm actually wondering. I would assume he does have candy at his house, but like, what does he say to the kids when he hands it out?
Killed it.
you
Like I
know,
think he's like
yeah, you
little
killed it.
kids show up and give him a little fist bump.
And then maybe that one kid gets the silent head nod. What's that kid thinking? Exactly what I'm thinking right now after your question. I don't know how to answer this.
That's fine. That's fine. We'll move on because I'm a professional, but I like the energy.
I
Um,
love it.
so you've been part of some very memorable, let's call them kerfuffles over the years, and not including
Sure.
the ones that you were directly involved in. Is there one that stands out to you that you were just like, holy shit, I can't believe I got to see that? Or one to
Oh
you
god,
that's just
yeah.
like, God, was that one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life?
So the first two that come to my mind, and I'm trying to figure out which one deserves first place at this point. You know what? I'm gonna give it to Beth's shit going in the pool on Inferno too, because back in that day, people don't realize this. It was not as strict with the contracts and requirements um, for compliance with production. So we were on the roof actually with our mics off talking about who was going home next. It was Darrell, Derek, myself, CT, and I want to say that was the crew at the time. And all of a sudden, and now this is like a bird's eye view. The lights are off. I'm pretty sure we're not. Yeah, we're definitely not supposed to be in the area of the roof that we're in because it's dark. It's not lit up, so we're not supposed to be there. And we'll. That's all. Well, I'll leave it at that for the top of the roof. But while we're up there and we're looking with this bird's eye view of this huge lit up estate, all of a sudden you see Beth's shit go in the pool, and there's a suitcase floating, and girls are screaming. And there was something about the overhead shot that wasn't had. Okay, like this is before the drones. We had the drone shot before there was a drone shot for Beth's shit going in the pool. Do you know what I'm saying?
I
We were the drone shot.
I agree.
No
I
memory
agree.
card, but
The, the
yeah, yeah.
the very first ever challenge drone shot was you guys on the roof.
Well, we had that angle on
Yeah.
Beth's shit, and I don't
Yeah.
think anyone else did. And I will say it was like Tina screaming, and Rachel, and Veronica, and Beth, and Tanya. Yeah, it was like the old school. Like I could not. I mean, like, dude, when those girls started yelling, your heart rate went up. I don't care how chill you think you are or how tough you think you are. Put a 5-pack of those girls in their heyday screaming at each other and a heart monitor. Your shit's going through the roof, you know? And that was an exciting moment. The other one I would say was probably seeing CT and Bananas go at it head to head. That was incredible to see in person.
Yeah.
Um, I'll never forget, and poor Johnny for having to do it because CT showed up in such good shape on that one when he was coming through the like smoke and shit with the first black uniforms ever. That was the first mercenary set, Tina and CT, that I can remember. Hopefully my facts are straight on that. But CT, I thought they paid someone from the UFC to come in and really hurt somebody, you know, and like the look on his face, he just it was the whole experience of watching that happen was incredible. And then you know what's crazy about that, and people forget this, and now I'm thinking about this too. Tyler beat CT in that shape.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people forget that he did that, and he might have been slightly worn out. I don't remember, but I will say Tyler did a great job on that elimination too. So those were both great eliminations to watch. Not just you know CT be able to pick another man up and walk him like that, like a backpack, but to see Tyler then beat him was pretty impressive too.
You were
I'd
there
say those.
for that iconic moment. Is that something that while you're there, you go, "Oh shit, this is going to be something that like you already
Bro.
know. You've done enough. You're like, "Oh, this will be like top 3 moments. I don't care what they do on
Bro,
the show
yes.
for the rest of
Yeah,
time. This is iconic because not only what
you do
happened, but
know.
the people involved, right?
You do know. You do know. I mean, a couple of them, I'd say, yeah. I mean, almost all of them, you know. I mean, there's times where you walk away and you'll hear the chatter, or you'll walk away sometimes and you won't hear people talk. You'll literally hear people like quiet. You'll see like people processing, somebody big's going home, but then you get on the bus and you hear the aftermath and people's take on it. And I will say, I mean, I mean, you can already tell you're feeling it. Then when you hear everyone else start talking about it, then you're like, oh wow, it's not just me. Everybody saw it like this. And then there's something coming.
Yeah. We talked to Carr last week about the fact that we do not see bus scenes anymore and how much fun bus scenes used to be.
Oh,
Is
I mean,
that
I'm
something?
sure the insurance policy had a hand in that, wouldn't you think?
Yeah. Maybe we don't want camera people standing on buses that are traveling, you
Do
know?
you want driving while fighting coverage, or do you want pullover fighting coverage with that
Yeah, yeah.
policy?
Which ones do you want? So I'm sure you missed that as
Both
well.
expensive as hell.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
man,
So the
good
last
classic days though.
oh man, just all the hits and all the hits. This will be the last question. We'll let you get
Go
going here.
ahead.
If I'm giving you the keys to the kingdom for season 40, because this is the question everybody wants to know. I don't really
Whew.
care. I just want good content. Is this a theme or are you just bringing back specific people? And if you want a theme, what is it? Is it 40 people, 40 dailies? Like, what are we doing? How are we
Ooh,
blowing this out if we give you the keys
God.
to the kingdom?
You know what? Not for season 40, but I'd like to see teams come back with $1 million or $500,000 prize. I think you're going to see shit you've never seen before in the history of the game. I'd like to see teams come back, but not for 40. I think 40 is such a unique milestone season. I know personally, if I'm blessed enough to be there, and I'm planning on being there, I'm going to literally put every fiber of my being on the line to leave a memorable impression on the game and hopefully take that victory. I think this is going to be as big, if not bigger, than the first single winners. It's 40 seasons, man. That's a huge milestone in my opinion. I'm honored and blessed to be a part of this game. This game has gotten more serious over time. And now that I've gotten past the hump of eating on All Stars 3, which honestly, I think that might have costed me the W because I had an out of body experience. I don't know where the hell I was for a good 30 minutes out there. I don't know what the hell happened. But like, here's what I will say, it's going to suck if I have to do it again. But I think I'll be able to keep my feet on the ground. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Because you can't just, I mean, the eating sucks. Have you ever eaten anything nasty?
I dry heave watching you guys do it, but I
Oh,
enjoy the hell
bro,
out
that's
of
how
it.
I used to be. That's how I
Yeah.
used to be. And then I read that sign and I'm like, 3 pounds. Have you guys lost your shit? And in fact, a lot of people don't know this. I brokered a pound less for the girls
Oh,
while we were all eating, and they got a pound less. But I should have not, if I didn't. I mean, that's probably more time. I probably spent more time on that than I lost by. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Those are the things that start the. I'm like, afterwards, I'm like, whoa, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm doing the math in my head, and I'm like, I'm really glad those girls didn't have to eat an extra pound. But, I mean, that might have cost me the W.
It could
Like,
have. And then then you're in your head, you're like, how much McDonald's would this actually be if I ate 3 pounds of McDonald's? And you're like,
that would be so nice, though.
eight Big Macs, and how many fries would that be? But after eating that shit, I'd welcome some of that. I'm like, bring on the McFlurry, baby. Bring on
Oh
the
yeah,
McFlurry.
100%. But I guess what I'm getting at is on 40, you won't see me playing that way. I think you're going to see a lot of people show up and literally put it all on the line. And I've been training harder now than I've ever trained before in my life, and I do look forward to that season if I'm lucky enough to be on it.
Well, we hope that you're there, man. We appreciate your
Thank
time
you,
and thank you for your service to this industry, to all of the television hours that we've watched you. We've seen you
thank you,
grow
brother.
up. We've seen you do some fun stuff. We've seen you do some crazy stuff. So on behalf of my podcast and the community here, thank you very much for everything that you've done and the hours of entertainment you've given us.
Thank you. And I will say the love is reciprocal. I truly appreciate you supporting this show, and it has been such a large part of my life. So hopefully we can have another session soon and celebrate some really big news. That
Yeah,
would be
that'd be great,
amazing.
man. We'll do a blowout big long episode here. We'll reach out in the coming up. We're coming up to episode 300 soon. So right here on the podcast.
Jesus.
We've we've
Amazing. Congratulations, brother.
we've been in it for a minute. So all right, man. Take care. Have a good rest of your day, brother.
You too. Take care. Peace.